Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and thanks for joining us for another episode of FPL Fix. It's the final game week of the season. Some of you might wish it was over already, but there's mini leagues, cup finals and ranks at stake, so let's finish with a bang. My name's James and with me as usual is Patrick.
Hi everyone, there's just 1 week left now. Before we get into it, just a reminder to hit like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from us next season. Now let's take a quick look back over game week 37 and I will kick things off. I believed in the hype, so brought in and gave the armband to Ollie Watkins last week. He played in the early kickoff and did pick up an assist, but didn't go big in a game. Rodgers and Martinez were great again, so I walked away with 22 points from my three Villa players, which was a great start. On Sunday, in a West Ham Forest game, Chris Wood did nothing, but Mr. Consistent Jared Bowen left it late but scored a massive goal to pick up 8 points. Burn and Murphy were my only other players on Sunday, and they were both really disappointing. Nothing much happened on Monday. Salah missed a big chance and blanked, but he wasn't my captain, so it was fine. Going into Tuesday, I had 3 players left. Marmoush scored a goal of the season contender and got me 8 points. Munoz blanked and Gvardiol painfully lost his clean sheet in the 96th minute. I got through with a green arrow, which I was happy about, but lost in a semi-final on my mini work league cup. So gutted about that. James, how did you get on?
Yeah, shame you didn't make it to the final. It would have been a great head-to-head between us. I got through my semi-final, but ended my green arrow streak, and I also lost ground on my mini-league. I've got 24 points to make up now in the last game week, so it's not looking great. Starting at the back, and I had high hopes for all my defenders and my keeper this week. Just 3 points between the 4 of them was absolutely brutal. In midfield, Decore had the fixture and had chances, but he blanked, and so did Salah. And Mbeumo scored 1 goal but missed a penalty, and even though things went badly for me, they would have been much worse if Bowen hadn't scored late in the game and bust the Forest clean sheet. Haaland to Watkins turned out to be a good move, even with Watkins only picking up 5 points. Wood blanked and Wissa was my best player with a massive 10 points. I beat the average by 4, but was 8 points short of my safety score, definitely one of the worst weeks in recent memory. But with just 1 week to go, let's put that behind us and move on to game week 38, and we'll start things off with the trending transfers.
Starting with the players out, and Isak has already been transferred out by over 350,000 managers. He's definitely a risk for the Everton game, but with Newcastle needing a win, I think there's a good chance he features. Saliba is second, and is an obvious sell with his hamstring injury. Next is KDB. He blanked in his last 2 games, but with City needing a win, he'll probably start.
Yeah, I think he'll start as well, and given his legend status at the club, I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up some more returns in his last game for them. Chris Wood is next, and his form has dropped off quite a lot lately. He plays in a tough game against Chelsea, and with the other striker options available, I'm not too surprised to see him being sold.
Salah is last on the list and features for the 2nd week in a row. His form has definitely dropped off, but playing against a Crystal Palace team in Dreamland and with nothing to play for, I think he has a great chance of picking up points.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the team will be giving him the ball at every chance to help him break the records. Moving on to the most transferred in players now, and there's no surprise at all to see Bowen top the list. The consistency of this man is ridiculous, and he's ending the season in his best run of form, with an attacking return in each of his last 5 games. He plays Ipswich this week, so has a great chance to extend his run of form.
Watkins is next, and we both brought him in last week. He's playing against a deflated Man United team and looks a great option. Evan Nelson is next, and he's got the best fixture of all the strikers this week. Bournemouth don't have anything to play for now, so we could see more minutes for Jefferson, who scored last week.
Up next we've got Saka, and if he starts he could be a great option. Arsenal have virtually nothing to play for now, so they might rotate heavily, but despite his form, if Saka plays he should get points. Wissa is last, and another player we both have in our squads. He's on 19 goals this season, along with teammate Brian and Mbeumo, so they'll both be pushing each other to reach the 20 mark and get the crucial win that Brentford need for a possible European qualification spot.
Now let's move on to players to target. As you can see, we've changed it up a bit this week. We've gone with a list of safe options and a second list with the best punts in each position this week. Starting off with the safe picks, and if you're in a luxury position where you're making a goalkeeper transfer, then Raya chasing the Golden Glove and Martinez chasing the Champions League spot are clear at the top.
In defence, Kirkes looks a standout pick at home to a Leicester side missing their talismanic Jamie Vardy. Konza, off the back of his 15-pointer, and Gvardiol, who should be playing left-back again, are both great picks as well though.
Our midfield picks are very template and will be mostly owned already. Salah, Mbeumo and Bowen, all great options, all captaincy contenders for this week. If we did have a fourth spot, it would go to Saka, who managers are bringing in as we saw earlier. In strike we've got Evan Nilsson as a top option. Watkins, Wissa are both in good form though, and worth considering if you don't owe them already.
Okay, let's have a look at the best punts this week for the managers like me who are chasing. Some of us will have to go all out in a blaze of glory, so we've gone with picks who have the right blend of high upside and low ownership. In goal, Ederson and Flecken are top. They've both picked up assists this season, and Ederson's even broke the record for assists for a goalkeeper, so that's why they're top, just purely because of the upside. Kepa is a third option, he's also got a great fixture.
In defence we've got Ben White top. We all remember how well he did last season, and given that he's likely to start, he could be a top pick. Digne and Matheson are next, and we've put both as we don't know who's going to start. Whichever one does will be a great option though. Lastly, Wan-Bissaka. He has a good fixture and he's picked up a few assists lately. Like the others mentioned, he has a great chance for a clean sheet and attacking returns.
In midfield, and Brighton is where I'm most interested, Matoma has scored in 3 of his last 4 games despite playing less than 30 minutes in each of them. If he starts, he could have a field day against the drunken Spurs team. Brian Gruder is another great attacking option. He's picked up 4 returns in his last 4 games and still shows at 0% expected ownership, so could be a really fun pick. Gordon is next, and he's also really low ownership at the moment. He should get good minutes against Everton, and we've all seen what he's capable of. Lastly, the strikers. Welbeck is the top pick for me by far. He's got the fixture, should have minutes and penalties locked, with João Pedro causing issues in the dressing room after his altercation with Van Heck. Wood and Haaland are next, but I can't get excited over any of the other striker options really. I'd go with the safe picks of Evan Nilsson, Watkins or Wissa if you're not interested in Welbeck.
Okay, now, let's see how our teams line up for the last time this season. James, why don't you get us started?
Okay, well this week I've got my bench boost active and I'm going for it. I really need a big week to try and win the cup and have an outside chance of nicking top spot in the mini league as well. So no tough benching decisions for me. In goal, I'm starting Nick Pope with Ederson as my second. In defence, I've got Kirkes with a great fixture, Ait Nouri and Byrne, who would be my starters, but I've also got Munoz and Robinson. I am considering Robinson to Ben White though. In midfield, I'm really pleased with Salah and Buemo and Bowen. Minter could be good against the drunken Spurs team, but Decore is the other player I might move. Decore for Saka if we get a leak that Saka starts might be the one. In strike, I've got the 3 W's, Wood, Watkins and Wissa. They should all have good minutes considering all their teams have Europe still to play for, so I'm confident in returns from them. So that's my team. It will be Robinson for White or Decore to Saka depending on lineups, and I still have no idea who will be given the captaincy by deadline. How's your team looking, Patrick?
My team still looks good, so not much change for me this week. Raya is in goal, who's joined with Sells for the Golden Glove, so we want to keep a clean sheet. I think Byrne and Gvardio have good fixtures. Munoz has to start for me because of his attacking threat lately. My midfield looks strong, with good fixtures. Salah and Murphy are playing at home and both will want to end the season well. Bowen and Rodgers play away, but have 2 of the best fixtures possible against Ipswich and a wounded Man United. In strike I'm sticking with Marmoush after his banger last match. The reliable Chris Wood, and my captain is currently Ollie Watkins. He picked up 5 points last game, but I expect more this time. Villa need a win, and Man United could be in a real state by the time they play.
Well, that was our final team reveal of the season. Crazy how quick it's gone.
We'll be back for the final breakdown next week to talk about how our season ended, learning points, our players who made the Hall of Fame or shame this season.
And as always, if you found any of this information useful, then please do give us a like and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, and follow us on X at Weekend Fix for last minute tips and advice ahead of the deadline.
Thanks again for all the support this season. Enjoy the chaos of the final game week and we'll see you on the other side.